All right, this is a custom display by Group Imaging for ABDO, and because it's new and has some different things to it, we wanted to show you how it goes together. So Ben and Andrew are going to put it together for you. Go ahead, guys. First thing we would have you do, we've got it laying on a table. You'll probably have it laying on the floor, and put together your top and bottom poles. These are long, 20-foot long poles that are bungee corded together. And when you unfurl it, there are snap buttons at each section that you'll put in. And just push that in. All the poles are ambidextrous. They can go in top or bottom, left in first, right in first. It doesn't matter. All the holes are on center. And now this is a 23-foot banner, and this is a 20-foot pole. So when we put it in, we're not going to be using the last 18 inches on each side. You can see he's got this part here not being threaded through. And every so often there's a slit in the fabric where we'll be connecting with a pole in a minute. But it takes two people to do it easily. Just keep pushing it through. Okay. And the next thing we need to do, that doesn't happen yet, Ben. Now we got to put the X's on. All the black poles, and there's three sets of them. Unfurl and make an X. And while he's doing that, Andrew was down here trying to line up these spots here with the holes in them. There it is. See, there's your hole that you're going to line up. That lines up in the middle of this slot. And you know that you've got your pole centered on your banner when those holes can be seen. And they're going to unfurl these other shock corded poles. And especially on a table, you want to do the middle one first. And putting the middle one together allows us to keep it from falling off the table, because it's an 8-foot tall banner on a 6-foot wide table. And because of the modifications we've had to do, guys from the machine shop have come back and forth, and we're going to take this thing home and wash it tonight. This is machine washable. It's polyester, so nothing to fear on that. So it's all white, and we got a few fingerprints on it, so it'll be washed tonight before it gets shipped tomorrow. So if you had this laying on the ground, you would do like Andrew's doing, is put his two poles in the hole, and Ben is bowing them and putting that one in there, just like that. And we repeat this 2 more times. He puts one in. We ship these with safety glasses because these poles are big and they can poke you in the eye if you're not careful. So bend it and drop that in the hole, and they'll do the last one. Normally this would be done when this is done, but we added a wing to these, which is why it's custom. Sometimes when you put the last set of poles together, it helps to lift up the other end while the person's putting the holes in on this end. Okay, now let's come back down here. And we have these 2 wing poles here, and these are both marked 1, and they are opposites of each other. These holes, the snap buttons here are on opposite sides of the poles, and they go in differently. So this one will go onto this side, and it gets threaded through the last 18 inches of banner. Just push it on through. Don't hit the camera. And you can push the banner back to the notch where you can see. And push it in, push the snap button. Okay. There's a, if we were to use the pole that's meant for the other end of this right now, we would be having problems putting it in. So let me get the camera right there. So when it's done right, the pole would go from a vertical to an outward position like this. And there we go. Now we have this pole that will tension these. Oh, forgot to mention, there's a small piece of Velcro right here on the tops of these poles, and you just snugly pull up your banner and it should go right to the end. Okay, and then this pole gets put together. It's bungee corded too, and it's different because it's got these holes here, and we found that this one works good in the third hole from the end. Okay, so you do that, and they just, hang on guys, let me get a look here from this side. And this pole, Andrew puts his in the hole, and Ben pulls tension on the banner, puts it in, and now this side is done. So they're going to go down and do the other side, and after they snap that in, we'll just lift it up, shut off the video, and go home to the washing machine and get this thing cleaned up. I believe with this customer there's a 30-foot version of this being worked on right now too, that will go together exactly like this, only instead of 3 of these X's there will be 5 of them.
It's supposed to face away from the middle and you put it on. That's what you have the problems last time.
Yeah, you're fine. It'll only go in one way. There you go. Snap that one. Didn't want to video that. Didn't want to embarrass him in doing it wrong. So Ben is the shop manager, and if you have any questions, call him. Andrew is his trusty sidekick, and behind the camera is Jeff, I'm the owner's husband. And we tagged this pair of end wings number 2 and the other one 1. Does not matter which end you put them on, you just need to know that every other one is different. So now they're going to pull that up, stick the Velcro on, put the pole in the hole, and Ben puts his in, and Andrew's stretching it. Okay guys, it's time to lift it up. I just did some pulling to pull any wrinkles out of it. Okay. Okay, if you see any wrinkles along the pole bead, you can just pull them to the corner and they'll walk right out of it. So there's the whole thing. I'm looking at my recorder, and we taped this in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So it's all done. If you have any questions, call 1-800-556-7222. Thank you.